Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury and Bulldog Nation, there was a shooting outside the Washington Nationals baseball game this weekend where apparently there's been 5 people that were injured and or killed. And what's crazy about this is that Washington, D.C. has all these stiff gun laws. Folks, this is what is wrought by the liberal left. And then you got the police officers who are, in Washington, D.C., they're being beaten down. It's just chaos. It's kind of scary. It's why I don't like to go to large sporting events. I don't like going to large crowds. Stuff goes down. Jack Wagon. Today is Tracy Stone Manning, Joe Biden's nominee for the Bureau of Land Management. You can't make this up. This woman is an eco-terrorist who once was involved in putting spikes in trees so when a lumberjack has got his chainsaw, it hits the metal spike, it breaks the chain goes flying back, could seriously injure or kill a lumberjack. She did this type of thing. Gonna be the head of the Bureau of Land Management? Incredible. Incredible. Mecklenburg County, North Carolina is going door to door. First county apparently in the country, going door to door, trying to get people to get vaccinated. Apparently half the county's vaccinated, half isn't, and they're going after people. It's going to be interesting to see the reports that come out of that. Equality of socialism. There's this Jack Wagon lady, I think she's MSNBC, that says Cuba is probably one of the most equal places in the world. Folks, socialism is about equality of misery. They act like everything should be equal. What good is everything equal when everything is miserable equally? That's what socialism is. Let's all suck at the same level. Kamala Harris, can't make this one up. She greeted those Texans fleeing Texas so there wasn't going to be a quorum in the state legislature in Washington, D.C. like they were arriving heroes. Well, it turns out 5 of them now have been tested for coronavirus. Remember, they didn't even wear a damn mask. And then Kamala goes over and visits the hospital. Can you imagine if Trump did that? Oh, Trump endangered lives. How many people are going to be sick and dead because of Trump did this? Kamala Harris is a nonstop embarrassment. Shower control. Speaking of embarrassment, there was a regulation back in the 1990s about how much water could flow through a shower head. Trump reversed it, saying it takes too long to get a shower. Give me a break. Well, Biden's reversing that too. They're messing even with our showers. Shark bites. Well, there's a group that is saying that we should not call it shark attacks. We call it shark bites. It's more gentler, shark bites. Were you attacked by a shark? No. I was gently bitten by a shark. L.A. County Sheriff. This guy gets Oracle status. Why?
Oracle status.
This guy is saying he's not enforcing all the L.A. County, California mask policies. Why? Because the science doesn't support it. Good for him. Psaki. Not only does she say that if you're banned from one social media platform, you should be banned from all, she got to throw out the first pitch at the Washington Nationals game the day after the shooting. You see what it's all about? Psaki, Fauci, they all wanted to have their moment of fame, make some more money. Bureaucrats making money. Hunter's prosecutor. It's come out that he sat on it all during the election year. Wow, imagine that. Does that shock you? Hell no, it doesn't. Porcupines and cops. Apparently some cops up in Maine beat the hell and killed some porcupines, and they got arrested. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not into, animal cruelty. I'd like to know the circumstances of why they killed these porcupines. But, come on, man. Porcupines? Who wants to get shot with all those needles? Maybe they got pissed off. They got shot with some porcupine needles and beat the hell out of them. I don't know. NFL is recommending color-coded wristbands for players that you've been vaccinated, you haven't been vaccinated. The next thing they're going to go, you've had a vasectomy. You haven't. You had the flu once. You're gay. You're not gay. I mean, my God, color banding the players. That's going to go over great. Speaking of some crazy stuff, the Olympians, you know, you can't clap, you can't cheer, there's no fans, you can't have sex. They apparently are creating these anti-sex cardboard beds. The idea is that if you had some sex on the bed, it would collapse and fall. What? They act like they're people, like the Olympians aren't smart enough to have sex in a chair, sex on the floor, sex wherever. This is the absurdity of our world. Trying to create beds so Olympians don't have sex in their beds. Pope Francis came out and said, everybody needs to take a break. If you're in business, I don't care what it is, can you imagine telling all your clients, hey, customers, they got to take a break? Sorry, Pope, we all live in the real world. I can't afford to take a break. Arizona audit found 74,243 mail-ins, no clear record of them ever being sent. Huh. Let that sink in. You see how the mail-in ballot fraud works? Happened everywhere, I guarantee it. Joe Biden came out and said Facebook's killing people with their coronavirus. By the way, don't ever fall for Facebook and the big tech and members of the American Communist 10 fighting amongst each other. It's all mirage. 6% of the Republicans, only 6% of the Republicans trust TV news. That's not a shocker, is it? Georgia hand count, 60% wrong. 60% hand count was wrong. AOC is blaming everything going on with Cuba on America. Unbelievable. People donate to this woman. She's been elected to Congress. Austria is the first country to ban the Muslim Brotherhood. Good for Austria. Oracle status. Another Oracle status. A cop saved somebody's life with a potato chip bag and duct tape. There's a Marine for you. And a cop. Our socialists in Cuba, you know what? Ted Cruz said this, and I agree with him. Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, AOC, if they think Cuba is such a mecca of wonder, let them go there. Why aren't they going to Cuba? Infrastructure. The infrastructure bill apparently, per Rob Portman and others, that the IRS component is coming out. In other words, all the money that was going to double the IRS agency is now out. However, Senator KLOBUCHAR calls it election infrastructure. Election infrastructure. The voting rights bill is going to be called election infrastructure. These clowns, man, who voted for these people? $6 trillion. You know, the total amount of all the pandemic money, $6 trillion. Do you realize they could have given $41,000 to every American taxpayer? Just tells you how much of that money just goes whoosh in the nowhere land. $6 trillion. Could have written a check to every taxpayer for $41,000. Senator Graham says to stop the election voting rights, infrastructure, all that crap, that maybe they'll just do what they did in Texas. Maybe all the Republicans will leave town too. This country, you know how bad the labor thing is with this unemployment? The construction industry is short 1 million construction workers. That's just one industry. 1 million construction workers short. Disney's moving like 1,000 jobs from California to Florida. Yet, I guarantee you, they support Newsom. Joe Biden declares, this has been missed. This is missed on everybody. Remember how they said, the Department of Justice has to be independent of the president when it's a member of the executive branch, right? And Trump was always like walking on needles about what he could say. Joe Biden, not the Department of Justice, Joe Biden announced that the Department of Justice is going to appeal the DACA decision from a federal district judge. Wait a minute. Why is Joe Biden announcing that the Justice Department is appealing that? Can you imagine if Trump did that? God, Trump fell for so much bullshit. Cori Bush, one of AOC's squad, it was defund the police, spent $70,000 on private security. Think about that. This woman defunds the police, wants to defund the police. She spends $70,000 on private security. Do you got $70,000 to spend on your private security? Single family rent's going way up through the roof. Just another inflation thing I want to point out. Microwaving diplomats. 20 of our diplomats in Vienna apparently got microwaved just like the ones down in Cuba. Do you know why all this stuff is happening? All this stuff is happening because they know Joe Biden won't do a damn thing about it. Last but not least, restaurants. I went to some restaurants over the weekend, and it was just so sad to see the staffing issues that these restaurants have to deal with. And I just reflected upon how the lockdown just wiped out this industry and all the ones that went bankrupt, all the ones that struggle, all the people trying to get staffing. It is a tragedy of epic proportions. The poor restaurant industry, all because of the lockdown bullshit. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope you have a great Monday.